Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Wednesday, March 5th. We have all you need to know about a chickenpox outbreak on campus, as well as more on a year-long campaign update from the Center County United Way.
We also have information on the wildfires in the Carolinas, along with entertainment, sports, weather, and an interview. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Gianna Girol.
And I'm Nolan Collery. The founding director of the Penn State All Sports Museum passed away just under a week ago. Lou Prado, a 1959 Penn State alumnus, was a distinguished journalist, television personality, and historian. He passed away at age 87 on Tuesday, February 25th. Prado was a dedicated historian to Penn State athletics, specializing in football, in which he published multiple books. Prado's career began right here in the Penn State College of Communications as a sports editor for the Daily Collegian. Prado is survived by his wife, Carol, his son, and 2 daughters. Further arrangements will be announced at a later date.
Penn State's University Health Services have confirmed 3 cases of varicella, or chickenpox, on campus as of February 28th. The infection causes an itchy, blister-like rash that is highly contagious. Students and staff who were in Mifflin Hall between February 17th and 24th or the Thomas Building on February 20th may have been exposed. Individuals who have gotten 2 doses of the varicella vaccine or who have previously had chickenpox should be protected. UHS is urging individuals to verify if they have been vaccinated. Anyone showing signs of chickenpox is encouraged to quarantine immediately and contact UHS or a local care provider.
A local charity announced the end of their 2024 campaign that raised over $1.2 million to help community members in need. The Center County United Way campaign announced this total during a celebration held on February 25th. Penn State University itself accounted for over $525,000 of the total amount raised. The CCUW has been Penn State's charity of choice for over 40 years now, with university officials in attendance saying they look forward to continuing to support the campaign. The $1.2 million will be allocated to assist Center County community members with resources related to health, financial stability, education, and other needs.
State Representative Paul Takak has scheduled 5 sessions to hear how members of the community would be affected by the proposed closure of Rockview State Prison and Gianna Boot Camp. The proposed closures were pitched by Governor Josh Shapiro's administration as a way to save the state tens of millions of dollars in the face of declining state prison populations. Representative Takak says he wants to hear from the community so he can better tell their stories to Governor Shapiro's administration and minimize any negative impacts. The forums will run from March 21st through April 7th at various locations. Each forum is scheduled for 5 to 6:30 p.m. What kind of weather can students expect outside this week? Student meteorologist Gavin Sandell is live in the studio with this week's forecast. Gavin?
Well, that's a very good question, Gianna. Not very great in terms of weather, and the green screen also succumbed to a little bit of technical difficulties due to this rain. It is a rainy day here at State College. You'll be hearing my voice throughout the rest of the segment, but we were mild as well in the 50s across much of Pennsylvania. We got out of the rain in the afternoon, but as we're going into the evening, another line of showers are currently impacting State College as we're sitting right now at 52 with a south wind at 7 miles an hour. And that's the big weather headline for this evening. Heavy rain on the way in the form of a little bit of storminess. We had some thunderstorms reported in State College, but think of it like an opposite day tomorrow. We're going to be seeing nice sunny conditions, but also lower temperatures. That's due to a cold front from a low pressure system. And expect more dry conditions for the weekend as we're going to be warming up next week. Going into the radar and satellite, you could see that cold front is right on our doorstep. And we did see that line passing right through State College just about a couple of minutes ago. Zooming out, we are still in the warm sector of that low pressure system, right in between that warm and cold front. So that's why we're staying mild. Colder temperatures, though, are on the way, and you could see it there on the temperature map. We're seeing 50s across State College and rest of eastern Pennsylvania, mainly 40s across western Pennsylvania, our low spot 44 degrees in Erie. And our temperatures will be dropping over the next 12 hours. You could see mainly upper 40s, lower 50s across the area, dropping to mid 30s as we go into the morning. Maybe some spotty ice accretion is possible on the roads if there are any puddles. So be careful on your morning drive there. Here's a look at your future weather. Going into the evening, we see that line of storms passing through. But as we cool down, we might see some back-end snow showers going in, especially west of the mountains in Pennsylvania. It should overspread the Commonwealth. Not much in terms of accumulation, but certainly something to watch for. In terms of rainfall, we're not going to be seeing too much later after this line of storms pass, more across eastern Pennsylvania, but still a little bit of nuisance accumulation there. As we go into the next couple of days, we will be seeing a clear Thursday. We'll have to watch another system on Friday, maybe bringing some scattered snow showers. But after that kind of dissolves, we'll be seeing nice clear conditions for the weekend. Saturday, still cold, but winds coming from the north will be a very nice day. And Sunday as well, it will start to moderate, and another pretty nice day on tap. So this weekend looking like a very, very good one. Going back to tonight, though, I think this is a really intriguing forecast. Thunderstorms early, but switching over to flurries late as that temperature plummets to just 35 degrees with winds out of the southwest. For tomorrow, it'll be another moderate day, but much lower in terms of temperature. A stray flurry is possible with that high of 39 degrees, winds starting to whip out of the west. You look at your 7-day forecast, get ready to take a ride on the weather roller coaster. 39 on Thursday, 44 on Friday. It'll start to be more sunny for the weekend. And even though you can't see me, you can certainly see those temperatures are going to be going up into the next week or so. Sunny conditions, though, not much to worry about in terms of precipitation. Let's get back to Gianna.
Thanks, Gavin. Anna Knight is live in the studio now with details on a collaborative event held in the Hub last week. Anna?
Penn State Health and Wellness held this event from Monday to Friday.
I'm here today in the Hub visiting a tabling event from Health Promotion and Wellness in honor of Eating Disorder Awareness Week. They had several events going on all week, and today they have a trivia table where you can learn about resources and how to support a friend in this situation.
I'm the Eating Disorder and Body Image Team Leader for HealthWorks. It's Eating Disorder Awareness Week, so we've been doing a bunch of outreach events throughout the week. And today we're doing spin to win trivia, so we're just spreading awareness about eating disorders, helping people debunk any myths, and they can get a snack or a prize in return.
I'm a HealthWorks peer educator, and this role is really special to me. I feel like it's nice to be able to share with other students health practice, just about like their health needs and giving them tips like if they're having problems in any category. So at least for this tabling event, it's for eating disorder awareness, and that's important because college students, anything can happen. So it's important to just let other people know about potential disorders and how to kind of prevent those things and knowing like myths from truth. And so I think it's just important to spread information around.
They had many different tabling events, such as learning about national resources, a Q&A through CAPS or the Counseling and Psychological Services, a thank you letter event, learning about mind-body connection, and of course, trivia. There were also free items like various pamphlets and chapstick. Overall, this was a great way to raise eating disorder awareness and learn all about the resources that Penn State has.
Penn State Student Affairs always has fun events to attend. If you're interested in more events like yoga and meditation or Wellbeing Wednesday, be sure to check out their website on studentaffairs.psu.edu. Now we'll head over to Sophia with the latest in the world of sports.
Thanks, Anna. I'm Sophia Koch with your sports update. The Penn State wrestling team is getting ready to compete in the Big Ten Championships this weekend. The tournament will take place at Northwestern University on March 9th and 10th. Penn State is one of the top teams in the country, and they hope to win another Big Ten title. The wrestlers will face tough opponents from schools like Iowa, Michigan, and Ohio State. The results of this tournament will help decide who qualifies for the NCAA championships later this month. Fans are excited to see if Penn State can bring home another trophy. Penn State football star Abdul Carter might need foot surgery after suffering a stress reaction to his right foot on February 27th. This type of injury can worsen without proper treatment. Carter and his doctors are deciding if surgery is the best option. If he does have the procedure, it could affect his training for the 2025 NFL Draft. Carter was one of Penn State's top defensive players and is expected to be a first-round pick. Fans are hoping he makes a full recovery and hopes of his future career in the NFL. The New York Knicks won a game against Philadelphia 76ers last Friday with a 110-105 victory at Madison Square Garden. Jalen Brunson was the star for the Knicks, scoring 34 points and making important shots in the final minutes. The 76ers fought hard with Tyrese Maxey scoring 30 points, but they couldn't take the lead. The game was close until the end, but the Knicks played strong defense to hold the win. Fans cheered as the team celebrated another big victory. Continuing in the world of basketball, the Boston Celtics saw their 9-game winning streak come to an end last Thursday. After losing 117-97 to the Detroit Pistons, the Celtics struggled without Jaylen Brown, who was out for the game. Kristaps Porzingis admitted he didn't play his best, and the team had trouble scoring against Detroit's tough defense. The Pistons took control early, not allowing Boston to catch up. Even though the Celtics lost, they still have one of the best records in the league. Fans hope they'll bounce back in their next game. That's all for your sports update. After the break, Kylie Smith has the latest in the world of entertainment. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State. Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Porzillo, here with David Harold.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kim.
So in sync, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out, reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss. Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment. We are Red Carpet News. Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Kylie Smith with your entertainment update. Attention all beautiful girls and boys. Sean Kingston is coming to State College. Sean Kingston will be performing a concert at Stage West on Friday, March 21st, called Spring Break Relapse. Kingston is anticipating high energy after his last appearance at Penn State in 2021, with an awesome showing at Champs. You can see Sean perform his best songs like Beautiful Girls and his collab Eenie Meenie with Justin Bieber for just $30 through Limelight. You must be 21 to attend. Winter Jam 2025, the largest Christian music tour, is coming back to State College. With artists like Skillet, Ann Wilson, KB, Colton Dixon, New Song, Micah Tyler, and more, the BJC is expected to be packed. The doors open at 5 p.m. on March 8th, and the performances will begin at 6 p.m. To attend, you will need to make a $15 donation at the door, but tickets are not required. So come make your way over to the Bryce Jordan Center this Saturday for the best Christian hits. Sydney Cox is live in the studio with details on a new event hosted by the Queer and Trans People of Color Club. Sydney?
Thanks, Kylie. Last week, I was able to attend an event hosted by QTPOC and the PRCC in order to celebrate Black History Month and historical queer fashion. Let's check it out.
The Paul Robeson Cultural Center is a home to people of all backgrounds, experiences, and cultures, where students and all members of the community are able to come together to appreciate and celebrate everything that makes a person unique. I had the opportunity to stop in on a fabulous event last Wednesday, the QTPOC Fashion Show. The fashion show was an event run through PSU Student Affairs and the PRCC to celebrate Black History Month and those in the queer community.
My name is Sydney Cox, and I'm here with PSN News outside of Alumni Hall, welcoming everybody for the QTPOC Fashion Show. Here, students are allowed to come and show off their fashion to express themselves in celebration of Black History Month. Everybody's filing in to come celebrate their friends and family, as well as to enjoy some free food, photo booths, and some drag fashion shows. Let's go see everything that's going on.
And we've been working really hard the whole month to provide this event for students because it's important to celebrate Black History Month, and it's important to have events for students to come, and they're free and they're for them to enjoy and to celebrate all together. So we work really hard, and it's fun to just be in the show too.
The Focus was the first gender-affirming fashion show, which was inspired by queer ballroom culture in the 70s and 80s, and it was shown in the modeled fashion that came out on display.
And I was like, oh, people are not going to show up. It's just going to be a mess. But no, people showed up, and I love the boards that were here. The energy in the crowd was giving. It was giving everything. It was giving love, and I really appreciated everyone's energy in the crowd. Even just I said the signs already, but the signs, they were my favorite part. It's woo!
Aside from the show itself, those attending the event were also able to experience some poem reading, fun drag performances, photo booths, and food.
Although Black History Month is over, the Paul Robeson Center is still hosting events throughout the rest of the year, the schedule of which can be found on their website or throughout their weekly newsletter. I'm Sydney Cox with PSN News, coming at you from University Park.
With the success of the event, QTPOC and the PRCC hope to make this a yearly contribution to celebrate the community, along with the numerous other affairs they have planned for the future. Back to you, Kylie.
Thanks, Sydney. In national news, Carl Dean, Dolly Parton's husband, has sadly passed at the age of 82. With the reason of his death unrevealed, his family has asked for privacy during this difficult time, as they will be putting him to rest in a private ceremony. Dean was never quite in the spotlight with Dolly and preferred a quiet lifestyle, but Dolly said their humor and love made them last through the fame. Dolly has expressed her thanks for everyone's prayers and sympathy as she reflects on their love that had grown for over 60 years. Blind auditions have come to a close for the 27th season of The Voice, as each team is full. With original coach Adam Levine back in his seat, alongside last year's winner Michael Bublé and John Legend, and first-time coach Kelsey Ballerini, this season has been nothing short of entertaining, from the talent to the arguments. The next episode is set to air Monday, March 10th for the Battle Rounds, where two singers will perform the same song together and their coach must choose one to advance. Head to NBC at 8 p.m. Eastern Time because this is a season you don't want to miss. That's all for your entertainment update. Coming up next, interview anchor Annalise Hansen will be speaking with Megan Million, a social media influencer with over 170,000 followers on TikTok. Stay tuned.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Ready, mics? 3, 2. Fade in on 2. Mike and Q.
This is Nittany Talk.
Like us making shows out there.
I would say spring.
Slow down.
When he knew that, how do you say
I know.
She like continues to hold her values and everything
Yeah.
though. And I think that that's really important. So yeah, and self-care Saturday.
And you lose a lot of sleep.
Yes, agreed. Yeah.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State. Hey everyone, welcome to Culture Central. My name is Jaden Stewart,
What's good, everybody? My name is Eric Pichardo, and we are your hosts
creators.
and executive producers of Culture Central. Is this Whitney Houston? Like,
We're doing things that have never been done before. So welcome to the family.
Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Porzillo. You're here with David Harrell.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kim.
So in sync, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out.
Reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss.
Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment.
We are Red Carpet News.
If you don't include human beings, you cannot accurately model the way the climate has changed over the last 50 years.
And I don't know that we're ever going to be free of some sort of bug.
A natural state of motion for something to be in is to remain in its current state of motion.
Been lucky enough to discover various things out there. Pulsars, exoplanets, and some other phenomena that ended up being interesting.
Hi, I'm Johnson Gary with Asking Penn State.
What if Asking Penn State? Asking Penn State.
Asking Penn State. Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Annalise Hansen, and with me tonight is Megan Millian, a social media influencer. Thank you so much for coming in tonight, Megan.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
So, can you tell me a little bit about your background and what inspired you to start creating content?
Yes. So, I'm from San Diego, California, born and raised. And it's really funny, actually, because I never thought social media was in my cards. I had this idea in my head that I wanted to work in corporate America and be a businesswoman and wear pink blazers and live in New York City and live my life, do my thing there. And I never thought I would be where I am. But it's funny because my entire life, people would always tell me, Megan, you should be an influencer. Megan, you have the personality of someone on social media. And I never really thought about it. Up until freshman year of college, I then realized how many opportunities people my age were getting because of social media. And I then realized, I'm capable, and I felt like I was almost wasting potential by not trying it. Mm-hmm. And so I decided to try. and I ended up falling in love with it.
That's so awesome. So your content is a mix of pranks, positivity, and lifestyle. How do you decide what to post?
How do I decide what to post? Yeah, I figured so after taking social media seriously for about 2 months, I started to realize that my audience and my viewers saw me as somebody who is confident, fun, funny, spontaneous, and bold, definitely bold. And so I then realized, okay, this is my brand image. All of these characteristic traits, this is my brand image, and so I want to create content that falls under those categories.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what's your creative process like? Do you plan your content in advance or is it spontaneous?
It's so spontaneous. It is so spontaneous. My hidden talent is impromptu. So I walk to class, and if I see something, and for instance, I pranked the Willard preacher actually this morning because I was walking and I just an idea popped into my head, and I'm extremely good at execution, which I think is part of the reason I've been so successful. I work really hard, and so I come up with an idea, and right then and there I post it, and I get things done, and I work. And I haven't missed it. I actually haven't missed a day posting since I started. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's very impressive. So
Thank you.
have you ever posted something that went viral unexpectedly? And like, what was that experience like?
Definitely. So at this point, I have a good feel for what will go viral, just because I've been doing it for so long at this point, or not so long, but a little less than 8 months. And so I kind of have that sense, but sometimes your audience or my audience sees things that I don't see when editing and when posting. And for instance, I was in Miami this past December, and I was in an ice cream shop, and I filmed a funny video with my sister. I was pranking her in front of boys her age, and I told them that she thought they were cute and all this, and my audience saw something that I didn't see, which I thought this video would be a filler video. I didn't think it would go viral. I didn't even add subtitles, but they saw that one of their mannerisms was funny, and then it ended up blowing up overnight. So to answer your question, yes, sometimes I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. So have you worked with any brands, and how do you decide which partnerships align with your values?
Yes, I've been fortunate to work with many big name brands at this point. I'm sponsored by Dunkin'. I work very closely with Amazon. I have worked with Uber. I'm working with McDonald's right now on their breakfast campaign. What else? I'm going on a brand trip to Fort Lauderdale with Tinder next week for spring break. So that's super exciting. Yeah, lots of great things all the time.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Have you ever faced setbacks or moments of doubt in your career, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, I haven't faced many setbacks, but I think because I do have this business mindset and this growth mindset, when my videos aren't blowing up as much as I would like them to, I think sometimes I get discouraged because I like to have at least 1 or 2 viral videos per week. So if I don't see results, I tend to get mad at myself, but it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But
where do you see yourself in 5 years? And would you consider expanding beyond social media in TV or business or public speaking?
Yeah, that's a great question. If you were to ask me that 5 years ago, I would have said working in New York in some sort of tech sales. But now with social media, I hope to do it as long as possible. And I really don't know what that will look like, but I love it. And I hope it stays around.
Awesome. So what's a fun fact about you that most of your followers don't know?
Oh my gosh. I would say I don't think a lot of people know that I speak Spanish. And 2, I love chocolate. And I love chocolate. So yeah.
Okay. And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I would say stay true to yourself. Continue being a good person. If you have a good heart and you mean well, and you will do well because good things happen to good people. So
awesome. Megan, thank you so much for coming in tonight and telling us more about your experiences on social media.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Ready,
Now stick around because coming up next, Nolan and Gianna will have the latest news from across the nation.
Ready, mics? 3, 2, fade in on 2, mic and cue.
This is Nittany Talk.
I would say spring.
Slow down.
And he knew that. How can you say
I know.
She continues to hold her values and everything though. And I think that that's really important. So yeah, and self-care Saturday.
And you lose a lot of sleep.
Yes, agreed. Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to Culture Central. My name is Jaden Stewart.
What's good, everybody? My name is Eric Pichardo, and we are your hosts,
creators,
and executive producers of Culture Central. Is this Whitney Houston?
We're doing things that have never been done before. So welcome to the family.
If you don't include human beings, you cannot accurately model the way the climate has changed over the last 50 years.
And I don't know that we're ever going to be free of some sort of bug.
A natural state of motion for something to be in is to remain in its current state of motion.
I've been lucky enough to discover various things out there. Pulsars, exoplanets, and some other phenomena that ended up being interesting.
Hi, I'm Johnson Gary with Asking Penn State.
With Asking Penn State,
Asking Penn State.
Asking Penn State. Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to Asking Penn State.
Wildfires have begun to burn through the Carolinas. First responders battled with fires as evacuation notices became common in both North and South Carolina over the weekend. The National Weather Service has issued a warning of increased fire danger in the region due to both a combination of incredibly low relative humidity and critically dry fuels in impacted burn areas. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster declared a state of emergency on Sunday in order to support the wildfire response efforts, and a burn ban is still in effect. Officials have not yet named a cause for any of the fires in either state.
Organizers of the Legacy on Ice benefit event said they have already raised $1.2 million for the victims of the Washington, D.C. plane crash and first responders. The figure skating event on Sunday featured star-studded performances and tributes to the 67 people who died in the plane crash on January 29th. 28 of the victims were members of the figure skating community. The event brought in a sellout crowd of over 15,000. It was broadcast locally and streamed live on Peacock. An encore event is set to air on NBC on March 30th. Organizers said more money is expected to come in the following weeks. The money is set to be split between the 67 families affected, first responders, and U.S. figure skating.
15 New York prison workers have been placed on leave as an investigation is underway in regards to the death of 22-year-old prison inmate Messiah Nantwi. Authorities have declined to make any further comment, but inmate testimonies taken by the New York Times claim that Nantwi was beaten by correctional officers in New York's Mid-State Correctional Facility. New York correctional officers across the state are currently in the middle of a wildcat strike that has spanned over 3 weeks in hopes of forcing better working conditions. The New York Times reports that at least 7 prisoners have died since the strikes began on February 17th.
The SS United States ocean liner, which is set to become the world's largest artificial reef, has completed the first leg of its final voyage to Florida. The 1,000-foot vessel broke the transatlantic speed record on its maiden voyage in 1952. The ship arrived early Monday in Mobile, Alabama, where crews will spend 6 months cleaning and preparing the ship. It will then move to Florida, where it will eventually be sunk off the Gulf Coast. Officials in Okaloosa County on Florida's coastal panhandle hope the ship will become the world's largest artificial reef, beating out more than 500 others. They hope it will become a signature diving attraction that could generate millions of dollars annually in local tourism spending. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.